Falafel and good evening. Leading our news bulletin for tonight, Niue is now on the medal tally at the Pacific Mini Games in Wallace and Futuna. Danny Nemani lifted Niue to snatch up 3 silver medals in the 105 plus kilogram category, only just missing out on gold by 1 kilogram difference with Samoan lifter Tovia Opolonge. According to Nemani, it was a really close competition. Nemani lifted 145 kilograms in snatch for his first attempt. His second lift was 152 kilos, and a third lift of 153 kilos was unsuccessful. In the clean and jerk, Nemani started off with 180 kilograms, moving up to 184 kilos with a failed attempt, but managed to come back strong with a final lift of 185 kilograms and a grand total of 337 kilograms. Despite a slight injury sustained in the palm of his hand, Danny was determined to continue lifting with medical approval. The gold went to Samoan lifter Tovia Opolonge with a 338 kilogram total, silver Danny Nemani 337 kilograms, and bronze to Louis Lautiti of Samoa with 298 kilograms. Niue weightlifting representative Speedo Hetitupu says that Danny missed out on a gold in one of the categories because of a heavier body weight compared to the Samoan lifter. On a high note, Danny says that he is thankful for all the support that he has received leading up and during the competition. A Norwegian yacht stuck on the reef in Alofi was an unfortunate sight for the young crew of Blue Marble early morning. It is believed the yacht released from its mooring whilst the owners were on shore and saw the yacht drifting from where they were having breakfast on shore. Head of the rescue team, Chief of Police Tony Edwards, said the police are trying to determine the events that led to the unfortunate incident.
Just a bit of excitement of a yacht that's come ashore. We did get the call at about 11 o'clock, and I am quite happy with the response time of the search and rescue team to get the search and rescue team down here and to make attempts of towing the yacht that's stuck on the shore.
What happened?
Oh, at this stage it's not clear to what has happened, but it has appeared that the mooring has snapped, but that's yet to identify, so we'll be looking into that as we go.
The mooring belongs to fisheries rather than the actual yacht club.
Yes, it does, and again that's what we need to look into, whether it was supposed to anchor on one of those moorings, but that's yet to be investigated. So we'll be talking with fisheries and also with the commandant of the yacht club.
He also said that the attempt rescue was not possible this morning.
Yeah, it was a bit too late by the time we got down here because it was low tide. So now we did make an attempt to tow it off the reef, but that's an agreement by the captain of the yacht at his own expense. But suggestions given to him by myself, the Chief of Police, I suggested to await for high tide before we can make attempts to tow him off the vessel.
Okay, and when you say wait for high tide, that will be this evening?
Yeah, the high tide will come at about 7 o'clock, but I'm thinking that about 5 o'clock at least we'll get some water on the reef that will assist us to make an attempt to try and get it off the reef.
One of the owners of the yacht, Hovard Vibe, was devastated with the cause of events to their yacht and their futile attempts at trying to stop the yacht from ending where it is at present.
The D-ring on the mooring unscrewed itself on the bottom, so it came off the mooring and just landed on the reef.
And no one was on board?
No, we just left 20 minutes earlier. We were just assigned that mooring by the yacht club when we came in.
The attempts this morning to try and get the yacht off the reef obviously didn't work.
No, well, it was too late. Wouldn't have helped anyway. We came a couple of minutes too late, exactly when it got on the reef, and we could only start one engine, and that wasn't enough to get it off. And when it landed on the reef, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered what we had there because it was stuck. So.
He said they are also trying to determine their next approach.
It's impossible to say. Might be a total write-off. We'll have to talk to our insurance company. We have to, I don't know. We're going to stay longer in Niue than we thought, at least.
Blue Marble arrived on Tuesday night from the Cook Islands, but awaited till daylight to avoid any misfortune. But the turn of events counted against them. The rescue attempt will again be put in place early this evening during low tide, and we will bring you more on the attempt rescue in our future news bulletin. Public concerns over reports that government halt the supplying of private goods to licensed businesses has been clarified today. Government representatives said the concerns of some of the private suppliers and licensed businesses has been reviewed, and the conditions of which a private supplier can sell products in a licensed premises is based on regulatory basis and the income generated. He said private suppliers are encouraged to supply products as long as it is not making a substantial income, in which the supplier must then obligate with the regulations of business to acquire a license. If a private supplier earns more than $15,000 per annum, it must, under the regulation, apply for a business license and must declare its income. The stipulation also to businesses: if a business knowingly allows a non-licensed private individual or group to regularly supply products for sale at its premises, the business can be liable also under the business regulation. An advisory sent from government previously has all licensed businesses listed, and an encouragement for government departments and other businesses to deal specifically with those already licensed. Government said it encourages the development of the private sector and sees the sector as the backbone of any economy. The more businesses develop in the private sector, the more government can also generate income for the economy. It was a busy weekend for the Niue Police as the department continues with their normal patrol procedures to serve and protect the community. It appears that scuffles and fights are becoming all too frequent within the clubbing environment, but police say this is a matter for individuals to be more mindful, as most fights normally occur after dances and when management have left the premises. Last Saturday, there was an altercation involving groups of people at the Alofi Rugby Clubhouse. Police were unable to respond due to another emergency at the time, but did return later in the evening. It is uncertain whether any charges will be laid, as no complaints have been received and the investigation is ongoing. Niue Police are cautioning common sense when out in the public, so not to disturb or disrupt the enjoyment of others in a social setting. Also on the same evening, police were called to the wharf, where it is alleged that a person had jumped into the water and was caught in a bit of strife. Niue Police responded to the call for help with some yachties, who were able to retrieve the person unharmed. He was later taken to the Niue Full Hospital for observation before being discharged on Sunday. Niue Police continue to work closely with the community, but say that often judgment is clouded when intoxicated. The latest regional island climate update released by the Niue Meteorological Service this week indicates that the ocean atmosphere system will remain neutral, with slightly cooler temperatures in the eastern Pacific and neutral ENSO conditions to persist for the next 3 months. The South Pacific Convergence Zone is forecasted to be positioned slightly south of normal for the next quarter. Eastern Kiribati and Western Kiribati, the Northern Cook Islands, and the Marquesas Islands can expect normal or below normal rainfall, while Fiji, Tonga, Niue, Papua New Guinea, Samoa and Solomon Islands can expect near or above normal rainfall. The confidence for rainfall outlook is generally moderate to high, except for the Southern Cook Islands, where the uncertainty is greater. The average region-wide hit rate for rainfall forecast in September is 66%. That is 3% higher than the long-term average for all of the months combined. As for Fiji and Tonga, they are expecting near or above average sea surface temperature forecasts. Marshalling the climate response to climate change is the theme for the 15 forum countries at the Pacific Leaders Forum meeting in the Marshall Islands this week. The concept has been adopted and enhanced by a group of global climate change advocates in the Pacific sector, including Niue, to host activities supporting and encouraging awareness of the impacts and challenges of climate change. 350.org representatives from the island are also part of the advocacy that is hosted, with some activities yesterday evening coinciding with discussions in the Marshall Islands. 350.org not only focuses on the challenges but also resolutions to adapt and assist in environmental changes, including tree planting and policy inclusion. Niue's activities included the launching of a video from the main 350.Pacific Day of Action that was held in March earlier this year, with climate enthusiasts spearheading the initiative on the island. And that concludes our news bulletin for this evening. Do enjoy the weekend ahead and activities such as the Tuapa Marine Day fishing activities starting today and throughout the weekend.